Ukraine food supplies, deliberately destroyed by Russia in warehouse attack. 50,000 tons of food destroyed.
Here's a summary of the article.
One of Europe's largest food storage facilities has been destroyed in Ukraine. It wasn't an accident. It was intentional. The entire food warehouse and 50,000 tons of food were destroyed, says Sapochko. All food stores in Brovary were bombed on the same day. They deliberately destroyed food stocks destined for the whole of Ukraine. Ukraine grew produce to feed 400 million people around the world. Half of the grain used by the UN World Food Programme was bought from the country. Through a combination of food shortages and the rise in fuel costs, prices in supermarkets have hit an all-time high. Higher prices mean more people around the world will fall into hunger. At the same time, we at WFP also have to pay more for the food we buy, so our operations to help those people also take a hit.
This post received a score of 70,000, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Yeah, we're going to scale back attacks so we can do peace talks. Blows up 50k tons of food.
Did anyone genuinely believe they would actually pull back from Kyiv in good faith? It seems like a pretty obvious cover for, we tried to take the capital and failed, so now we're looking for easier targets.
Yeah, seems more like, our insurrection on the city failed so horribly that one of our units mutinied against a high-ranking officer. We're going to hold the men back and attack easy targets, all under the guise of goodwill, until morale improves and our supply, logistics catches up with our units.
I suppose if the Ukrainians forget how to blow up incoming trucks and armor that could work.
Always assume your enemy is weak and incapable of doing you harm. Then you will be invincible. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Russian edition.
The Art of Special Operation.
The Art of the Special Operation Deal.
If you gonna shit the bed, make sure it's absolutely YUGE.
I worked at a food processing plant for a couple years. I was involved in logistics, moving the food around. To put it into perspective, 50k ton of food is roughly 1,100 to 1,200 truckloads of food. And roughly worth around 25 to 30 million US dollars.
The 50,000-ton number seemed wild to me, but I have no perspective on this. Is this a fairly typical number for a single warehouse? Or is this an exceptionally large warehouse?
Article says it's one of Europe's largest food storage facilities.
They're killing regular people. Old people, kids, women, dads too old to fight. Why would they also not destroy food?
Also, leaving 160,000 to starve to death in Mariupol. Scumbags.
Their destruction and blockade of food doesn't just affect Ukraine, which is in itself abominable. It's creating global food shortages as well. It is so disgusting that Putin wields his power to hurt the world to further his legacy. Ironically, after he is dead, the world will end up writing his legacy.
His legacy is going to be pathetic too. He could have been remembered as a evil but shrewd, patient, strategical and intelligent tyrant if he hadn't done this, which is pretty much what you want when you are a narcissistic despot who wants to be remembered throughout history. Now, he will be seen as insane, egoistical beyond reason, unnecessarily cruel and an overall bad strategist, head of state, all because he convinced himself that taking Ukraine would take a week and no one would care. If Hitler hadn't started WW2, we'd remember him as a great leader who manipulated his entire country for his own power, but allowed Germany to recover in an incredible manner after the enormous blow their economy had suffered from WW1 and made them relevant on an international scale, enough to hold the Olympics. Instead, he is seen as crazy, completely irrational, impulsive and completely disconnected from reality, and that's not to mention absolutely fucking psychopathic for having ordered the final solution which caused the Holocaust. He ruined his own reputation and legacy by the very attempt to uphold it. It is ironic indeed, but most of all, it is pathetic.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.